Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Control. Last time we left off, we were getting ready to see what's going on with the ordinary AWE, specifically the slide projector. Let's see what's going on in here. Oop. Oh, it's loading in something. It's loading in something. That's a big button I should probably do. Major targets? I'm good. I just want to open my collectibles, actually. Okay, whatever. Let's see. We went in and met Polaris, like a star. She told us we were special. She made us special. It felt like being born or reborn, the world fading in for the first time. Familiar, but somehow different. Polaris told us how to turn off the projector. The dung monkeys and the knot mother were coming straight at us. Dylan was crying. I turned it off and they were gone. It was over. I took all the slides and burned them. All of them except Hand. Interesting, yeah. So we might have to deal with this at some point. Like the knot mother and stuff. Wow, that chair is freaking out. The second slide we called the meadow, but it was really just an empty lot with a bunch of weeds. There was a shack and a phone line. It smelled like flowers there. It was powerful, intoxicating. We had crazy dreams there. Must have been because of the smell. I didn't like it. Didn't like losing control. In the dreams, everything was melting, and then when we'd come out, everything had melted around the projector. Neil was really into it. We found out he'd been coming there more and more on his own. Then Tom beat the secret out of Neil and found the projector. He and his goons took it. We thought Neil had got lost inside the meadow when Tom changed the slide, but that's not what happened. Confirmed existence of additional slide, designation meadow. Have fun, chair. You spin me right round, baby. Should I go take care of this? I've already accepted it, so just why not? Where's it at? Pneumatics? Oh, it's over here. By dead letters? Guess that makes sense. Alright. Get me over here. Let's knock this out real quickly. Maybe get some good rewards. Don't even remember really what you get from this besides, like, I guess, a little bit of, the currency and stuff. But we'll see. How in the hell do I get over there? Keep being shocked by it. Kinda don't want to deal with you all. I just want to get to pneumatics. I'm just trying to get to pneumatics. Do I have to go through communication? I'm not fighting you. I think I might have to just go through the communication, but this is walled off. I might just give up on it. I'm gonna be honest. It's so confusing navigating this place. And I don't know immediately just how to easily get over there, so goodbye. I'm out of here. I haven't had the opportunity to use this since I upgraded it. I was probably pretty close to getting over there. Wait, did I just walk? Oh, I just didn't. Okay, never mind. Yeah. In here? Okay, I just missed the door. I'm a fool. Oh my god. The fucker just kept walking right up on me. The worst. I have an explosive gun and the person that wants to kill me is just running into my face. Okay. So yeah, that's why I got confused. I just walked. Yeah, I somehow managed to walk like right past it. Okay, don't use this because they're all just gonna be standing at the door humping me, I guess. Oh, never mind. Never mind. We're good, we're good. When you fail it, it's just gone. That was on me in both instances. But, that was a wonderful, wonderful waste of time, I guess. Let's just get back over here. But yeah, me being able to be hurt by my own gun when enemies are close like that is a problem. I should have just swapped to this and used it, but I was like, they're so grouped up, it's so tempting to use that, but the radius on this thing is absurd since I increased its size.
Let's see what they have on ordinary.
I'm sure it'll be very ordinary.
It's all here. Our
Wow, they
home,
recreated it.
School, the woods, the dump.
Sure is. Well, that's interesting. Breaking my legs, sorry. Thought I saw some things to interact with, but no. Now I'm thinking I didn't. I think it's just asking me if I want to pick up some of the things. Okay. Thing over here. Stage 1. So this is where it started? Is that what you're saying? Stage 2. Okay, it was spreading. So slowly the Altered World event took over the entire town, but it did take a bit. Here we go. Tom and the others had gotten worse, scarier. The math teacher, Mrs. Chester, tried to make them listen and they pushed over a piano on her, broke her legs. Then Tom bashed her head in. Bye-bye, Miss Chester. I always liked her. I liked math. Holy shit, no wonder you had to be in therapy so much. That was a tipping point. It was Lord of the Flies level bad. The grown-ups realized something was wrong. The police came and literally dragged Tom and Hugo and the others away. Tom was screaming that the Not Mother would make them all go away. They enacted a curfew for every kid in Ordinary, and Mom and Dad were pissed, asking us about the dump, about everything. Remember wanting them gone, like Tom had said. When we woke up the next morning, pretty much all the adults had just vanished. Was I responsible? Did I don't know. Kind of like a disappearance of majority of Ordinary's population confirmed. It's kind of like Kevin McAllister's wish in Home Alone 1, just like, I wish my family would go away, and then they did. And Jesse did the same thing. So that's what stage 3 looked like. So yeah, it was just here at the dump, and then it just spread, and it seems like the children were like the main people affected. Well, you're not hitting me with grenades if I'm flying, nerd. I think somebody just straight up took a bullet for you. Who else is shooting me and from where?
We found the slide projector in the dump outside town. Did they recreate that too? Is that where they keep it?
They must have. I mean, we saw something called like AWD, yeah, Ordinary Dump Site. Or not AWE, but the Ordinary Dump Site, yeah. I thought it just meant that's where they dumped all the potentially messed up stuff. But no.
You mentioned a poem last time we talked. By Thomas Zane?
Yes. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated.
I looked the poem up. Only I couldn't find any poet by that name. I did find a European filmmaker who moved here in the 60s, named Thomas Zane.
What? I don't...
No matter. It suits you very well. The poem. How you see things. Maybe you wrote it yourself?
I didn't.
No matter. You've said a few times that you feel like there's a piece of you missing. Can we talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, it's this... I feel an emptiness, a yearning for something that I think I lost.
It's natural for you to feel that way. Your brother and your parents are dead.
No. No. Dylan's not dead. And that's not even it.
You're referring to the imaginary friend from your childhood?
Polaris. She's come back. After a long time, she's calling me. In a dream I saw, she showed me things.
Jesse.
It felt more real than anything. As real as what happened in Ordinary.
The industrial accident in your hometown? That you believe Polaris caused?
No, it wasn't an accident. There was no industrial accident, and Polaris didn't cause it.
She saved me and Dylan.
Jesse.
No! It was a cover-up. The government knows about it. There were agents there. Agents from... I don't know exactly. They took Dylan. I'll find them. I won't stop looking. Polaris wants me to go to New York. There's a building there. I have to leave soon. I have to be there at a very specific time. Something hugely important is going to happen.
Jesse, you know we can't let you go until you're well. And that begins by understanding what's real and what's imagined.
Oh, I feel so sorry for Jessie. My God, she's just been gaslit on all of this. It's like, no, you didn't see those things. There's just something wrong with you, and you're not working with us, etc., etc. And it's like, poor Jessie, because yeah, she's definitely just like, you know, in an asylum or something, I believe, because they're talking about not letting you go. Ordinary supplement. Details are largely based on interviews conducted with Dylan for relevant see those for relevant information, and the obtained therapy sessions of Jessie, as well as circumstantial evidence found at the Ordinary site. Accounts provided by all three sources contain conflicting data. Dylan claims there were 8 slides of the projector. Jessie mentioned 9. The Bureau found 1 intact slide, and the burnt remains of 6 others. Unfortunately, these slides are too badly damaged to be used in the projector. Jesse Faden is believed to be the individual responsible for burning the slides. Dr. Darling has ordered the entirety of the Ordinary Town dump be brought to the Bureau for examination and analysis with the hopes of finding additional slides or other altered materials. Due to the limited space in the investigation sector, this AWE will be investigated in the containment sector. They brought the entire dump? What the hell? My God. Okay. The whole thing. Just pick it up and plop it over here. We just pick it up and move it somewhere else. Are these like some of the objects? These like cellophane wrapped, like there was a couch in there and then there's these. Or is this something else? Yeah, because these are like why don't they want you sitting on the things here? Ordinary dump. I thought that was a monster right there.
They moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
It is crazy, yep. Dump cessation of work order. By order of Dr. Darling, all work in the Ordinary dump is to stop effective immediately. Resources will be allocated to the something department. Details will be forthcoming. Area will be sealed at the end of the month. Please remove all personal effects. Any photographic slides, the type used in slide projectors found in the area, should be delivered to Darling immediately. So they did this whole thing and then just gave up on it. I wonder why they gave up on it. Is it because they found what they were looking for, or... Just look at all these objects being... God, having to go through an entire dump to see if you find any objects acting weird. It could be anything. It could be a pencil that makes you forget the thing you were currently thinking about. It just gives you like micro ADHD. Hello. Okay, that's done. Enjoy. I've got a pretty good setup up here, honestly. I have no reason to not be up here. Whoop. I don't even know how you got up here, friend, but alright. Okay, dead. Oh, they're going up the stairs. That's what they were doing. Okay. God, destroying that shield is going to be a nightmare. That work? That works pretty well. Yeah, you're annoying to fight. Ow! Jeez. Oh my god, yeah, I just got blasted by them. Ugh, I need Pierce out for this because unfortunately when I'm dealing with these flying bastards, my other gun just doesn't work super well. So I need Pierce to just kill them. It plows through their shield and, oh wow, all the way back here, huh? Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't hit another checkpoint for quite a bit. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not... do we have to? No, okay. I'm not fighting all of you. Absolutely not. 110% no. We can just run straight over here and do this instead. Yeah, I wish, like, I could get something for one of my guns. There's, like, headshots heal you or something.
Moved the whole landfill
That would be amazing.
of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
Globe supplement. The item was found in a penthouse suite at something Toronto belonging to David Wolf, who was being investigated for illegally dealing in altered materials. Bureau agents raided his penthouse and found numerous paranatural belongings, including something in this item. Mr. Wolf was arrested. So why would a 36-year-old Bay Street investment trader, filthy rich, married to a model, disappear overnight? That's the question that kept Toronto high society up at night this past week. Police say it's being looked into. Some nutjob radio show in the States claims he disappeared to join the Illuminati. But it's this reporter's opinion that Mr. Wolf, bored of his job, sick of his family, left it all behind to retire in some remote beach paradise. Now he's sipping Mai Tais while the world thinks he's dead. Okay. Interesting that we found that here. They said pick up, like, all personal effects and stuff. I'm wondering if because I just avoided those enemies... Okay, never mind. Taken care of. Whoop. Girl, jump. Thanks. The hell? Okay, you know what? There. Maybe I should have grabbed one of those. Okay, so now we need to swap out charge for Pierce. Oh. I forgot about this whole thing. Okay, get me up here. Yeah, okay, this thing's pretty effective. You do have to shoot a lot, but it helps with some particular types of enemies a lot. Oh my god. Alright. Yeah. It's just the best thing for dealing with the flyers. Trying to just cheekily shoot you through there. No. Yeah. Okay, this makes my life so much easier. All of you stop erratically moving around. It's annoying. And screaming. Can we just not? Just blow up on each other, honestly. There. Search Starling's lab. Yeah, we should. Okay. Back to really, really liking my handgun. Let's quite nice. Gets its job done and gets its job done well. I'm just trying to make sure there's no notes or anything scattered around here that I may have missed. Because it is a whole ass landfill. They could be anywhere. Anything important to pick up? There's also loot that I would want to make sure I got. I don't know what this does. Come back to that. This is probably, yep, the lab. So many little boxes to collect stuff from. Here's the zoom boost. Honestly, I don't need a boost in the zoom. I'm good. Damage is just really what I need these days. More than anything else. Hey, darling. Not looking great.
Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
Darling took the projector to the research sector. He dedicated a whole area to it, so he knew it was important. Dimensional research. That's where we go next.
Dimensional research, huh? That's scary. If it's really scaring Finnish Tango, what is a dark place though? Investigate the sector elevator. Oh. If it's really scaring Darling that much, this is scary, and like something that can just open up space to different dimensions. Yeah, I mean it makes sense why you would be terrified of that. Honestly. What's the best way out of here? Guessing this way. I was about to say, can I not just land there? Okay. We're out. And here's my point. Okay, I do have 5 ability points. I'm still just not that crazy about Ground Slam, but maybe it would be crazy good. I don't know. I'm just very scared of being up in the air and getting lit up. Energy will recover while shield is active is quite fun. But I still think just more energy is kind of the no-brainer way to go. Just because it helps everything. Every single thing that I have access to, it helps that. So, fast travel. We gotta go to Central Executive. Maybe I give the jukebox another shot. I do feel quite a bit stronger now. So there's a possibility it would work. Maybe. I don't know. It does feel like we could still do a little bit more. Okay, let's just go to the elevator.
Good luck out there.
Darkness engulfed the elevator. There was something there, reaching for her, trying to make her act. It was a distress call.
Oh my god.
Faden sensed a drowning man, a hunger in the dark. Investigation sector.
Investigation sector, huh?
That was just, I was like, wait, I wasn't seeing the name at first. I thought it was just Trench. But then I was like, wait a second, holy shit. Is Alan just writing this whole thing too? Is this all just a story Alan is writing? Are all of the games? Like, is Alan just at the center of it all? And it's crazy because if Alan is writing this story into existence, they're referencing Alan in this story. So it's like, my head hurts.
Dylan's a lost cause. I know I struggled to see this. But We've contained him now.
Was this the one I've read before? Looked at?
I wish I had sided with Marshall. Back when it's just one person. So many dead. I thought his youth was an asset. Just too much too soon.
I don't recall this, so I think this is new. It just seems weird that I got it now. I was looking for the thing from Alan.
Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department.
Oh.
Dimensional research in the research sector.
Oh, this is just that. We just saw the very end of it. We didn't see that beginning part. That's why it was listing it as new. Okay. What about the thing I just got from Alan? Okay, that was a hotline. Oh my god, wait, he's talking to me through the hotline? What the fuck? The only people that are supposed to be able to talk to me through the hotline is the board and Trench. And now I'm getting messages from Alan? Okay. You've heard wrong. Fake news. The board is A-OK, intact. The rebel faction dissent is former fired. The crisis purge is over. This is not a matter of such worry for me. I don't think that's true. Let me hang up now. I don't know. Okay, Alan.
Darkness engulfed the elevator. There was something there. A presence. Jesse Faden could hear it. A call. It was faint, reaching for her from a dark place. Faden was sensitive to visitations. She had them all the time. From her guiding star and the previous director. She was the perfect receiver. As if she'd been made for this. Faden paused to feel it. The force at play here. It was changing things around her, subtle. Trying to make her act. Faden didn't like that. Her guide felt it too. Polaris didn't flare up in defense as with the hiss. So it wasn't all bad. Not a hostile transmission. It was powerful, but it was coming from far away. And made weak because of the distance. It was a distress call. Faden sensed a drowning man. A man desperate to escape. She sensed something else too. A hunger in the dark. Not unlike the hostile resonance. Waiting. She knew that desperate acts can have grim consequences. It was this, more than the man's despair, that made her follow the call. The elevator lights winked back on. The darkness receded like a memory. There was a new button on the elevator control panel. Investigation Sector. Faden pressed the button. The elevator doors slid shut with practiced bravado.
This is so interesting. Is Alan specifically writing in, like, creating a universe or world where Jesse comes to save him? Because if I remember correctly from the events of Alan Wake 1, and they've kind of mentioned it a little bit here, we don't really know what happened to Alan. He fell in the lake, and then that's kind of it. So is he, like, trapped in some place that he needs me to free him from? So he's writing to me through the fold, basically ordering/guiding me to go there and save him. Is this something that was in the game originally, or was this added later, I wonder? Because it's funny that this popped up. It's funny that this popped up the same exact time as this, like, big story thing, which makes me think maybe it was an update or some kind of DLC or something, because I don't know what's DLC and what's not. The things that strike me as something that could be DLC are the jukebox and this. But I want to say, when Control came out, I remember seeing articles that was like, Control gets an Alan Wake-focused DLC or something like that. I want to say I vaguely remember those articles. Like, oh, Control gets a DLC focused on linking Alan Wake to the game and stuff. So, I wonder if all of the references to Alan weren't even in the original game. Or if they were. Like, were some of the notes there, but this particular, like, quest line wasn't? Or what? But maybe I'm misremembering it and everything I'm saying is wrong. I don't know. This feels like it could be DLC, though.
Anyone here? Guess not.
Casper Darling. Wait, that's just your first name, Casper? Per authorization from... I thought like Dylan was just calling Darling that because like white lab coat only shows up sometimes like a ghost kind of thing. I thought that was the reason for the nickname. But I guess it's not a nickname, that is just your first name. Per authorization from Dr. Kirkland, internal investigation was launched into the ethical practices of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Despite the accounts of anonymous something regarding inhumane treatment of a something currently housed in the Bureau, our official findings regarding this were inconclusive. Numerous obstacles arose during this investigation. The majority of something sector personnel seemed to be wholly unaware of any such something contained there. One something confirmed the something's codename to be something, but all files pertaining to that name were inaccessible, being classified under the highest clearance level. Investigators were similarly blocked from entering the something research wing to interview its staff. The matter was further complicated by the lack of clarity on whether non-human paranatural entities warrant humane treatment. Interesting. While this investigation cannot adjust any charges against Dr. Darling, we do recommend an investigation into investigative research. So it seems like Darling hid this. And Alan is leading us here? Well, it's not Alan because it said non-human. I was wondering if, like, they brushed Alan under the rug.
More crowded than the rest of the Bureau.
Like, did they brush Alan's whole thing and say, oh, Alan's not a prime candidate under the table, but then Darling secretly kidnapped him and kept him here? But no. Can't be it. Casey? Mr. Dennis, a request came through recently from an FBI agent asking for all our files on Bright Falls, specifically on the disappearance of the author Alan Wake. Per the Interagency Information Exchange Agreement, I had some paper pushers gather up a folder of all pre-approved files. Don't worry, all the inappropriate material is either missing or redacted. Writing to let you know that we received a similar request from a special agent named Alex Casey. Sounds familiar, right? That's because Alex Casey is the name of the fictional detective in those hard-boiled crime books Alan Wake wrote. Pretty interesting that an FBI agent sharing a name with the most famous character Wake wrote is looking into a case dealing with a writer's fiction coming true. This is worth looking into, but what's your opinion? Just give the word and I'll start surveillance on this guy. Interesting. Once again, I'm like... This is a special agent. So I don't think it's the character from Alan Wake 2. Weird. I'm honestly surprised of how many of the details I remember from Alan Wake, because like I said, I finished that game in a like frustrated binge of just wanting to see the story and hating like all of the gameplay and combat and everything. So it's kind of interesting how much of it I do remember, although I'm definitely getting some parts wrong because that was many years ago at this point. Mr. Kirkland, here are the latest agents confirmed missing presumed dead from the containment breach yesterday. Jonathan Connor, Ezra Cruz, Caroline Dempsey, Lindsay Malcolm, Charles Murray, Derek Shaw. Letters of condolence will be delivered to you to sign prior to sending them to their families. You will be updated as soon as additional confirmations are made. Also, per your request, the network engineer checked how many cases were backed up digitally. Fortunately, a large number of active investigations were not archived yet, and the only hard copies of reports exist behind the firebreak. They're lost. This is weird. God, also there's so many notes in here. Tractor supplement? Miscommunication led to a local coroner examining the body of William Burrow. 33-year-old man found dead on his property per police report. Remains obtained for coroner's office also include blood, urine, bile, stomach contents, and bone fragments. Blunt force injury to the head, lacerations, extremities, dislocation of the right knee, complete avulsion of the upper right extremity, abdominal region, complete avulsion of multiple organs, including stomach, heart, liver, pancreas, kidneys, and portions of the large and small intestine, all missing. My opinion that Mr. Burrow's death is not the result of a mechanical accident as claimed by authorities. The removal of organs is consistent with animal attack. Well, were the bones chewed? Because I think that's also, like, you know, if they're left there for a very long time, mined, then animals will chew the bones, like scavengers and stuff. Resignation letter, and this is 2019. So this is Kirkland resigning. To whom it may concern, it is with great anger and regret that I tender my resignation as head of investigations for the Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest of the rampant disregard for my department's something. My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warnings have fallen on deaf ears, so I must now rely on my actions to speak louder than my words. Blame this situation on our something, who has routinely ignored my request for assistance in reclaiming parts of the investigation sector lost to the... I'm guessing that's an anomaly or something loose inside. So this is probably blaming Darling. I will never forget the screams of brave agents begging for us to open that fire break. I will carry that shame for the rest of my days. The something has failed the agents. I shall never forgive him for that. Yeah, it's got to be Darling. Darling just kept all this down here as a project only he knew about and then proceeded to neglect it, it seems. Possibly because he was afraid of what was down here? Who knows? Staffing issue. Sir Dennis, so yes, there's an increase in AWE cases, and yes, it could be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why that is. However, it seems that a tiny little detail has slipped through the cracks. We don't have the damn staff. You expect us to detect, investigate, and process more AWE cases? You need to give us more people. It's simple math. Yeah, the higher-ups never understand that. Between the staff we lost in the Hartman thing and the ones who left other departments after Kirkland quit, we were barely managing to keep up with the workload. Hell, just filing the paperwork for all the altered items we left behind in the sector has been an ordeal. Another thing, and this is going to sound paradoxical, but we have an overcrowding situation. This lobby isn't meant to accommodate a whole sector's worth of staff. We put forward a motion to move investigations to a more suitable location months ago. Better not still be sitting on your desk. The people are getting restless, and as Kirkland's interim replacement, it's your job to handle it. Grayson. So yeah, they're just trying to make them do all of this stuff in secret per Darling, but also not have enough people. Oh, the lake. Happened again, third time this year. Something certainly has it out for something. Could be raccoons, the locals certainly complain about them enough, but why the hell would raccoons keep going after a monitoring station? Doesn't add up. Anyway, I've got a bureau tech going to the site next week to take a look. Next on the list of recurring problems is the staff at the Lake House Research Station. How am I supposed to effectively keep an eye on Cauldron Lake if they won't let me see any data? Hell, I don't even know what they're researching there. We need to petition them again to share their info with investigation agents. Only a matter of time before this shit hits again and I want to be prepared. Shift, maybe? Anyway, if anyone at HQ asks why the Bright Falls report is a little thin, tell them it's because we couldn't take any readings. In the meantime, I might invest in some raccoon traps. I wonder if that's Alan specifically, once again, like writing stories and influencing things to cause trouble for them. That would make sense to me. Dr. Raya Underhill is a professor at the University of Woodrow in the United Kingdom, where she teaches biology with a focus on botany. Dr. Underhill once worked with the Bureau as a parabotanist stationed in the research sector of the oldest house. She served with no incidents or demerits and is praised by those who formerly worked with her, including Dr. Darling. Oh jeez, I thought that was a storm, that was a loud car. Dr. Underhill has no known connections to paracriminal organizations or any record of breaching her NDA since leaving the Bureau. Her civilian behavior has been ideal, with the exception of an ongoing personal relationship with Dr. Darling that appears to have begun during their time as co-workers in the research sector, and revisited intermittently ever since. Depending on the duration of her work, it may be required to have both parties sign a relationship clearance form. The investigation has found no compelling reason to deny Dr. Darling's request to offer Dr. Underhill an interim position with the aim of finding a solution to the mold threshold. So they're boning, and they don't like that. Makes sense. Per authorization from Kirkland, something was launched into the something of Director Trench. A recent change in something witnessed in Director Trench, including aggressive something when something with other staff has been observed. However, this investigation is aimed at interpreting this issue rather than providing it. Notable, argument between Director Trench and Dr. Darling has been witnessed by numerous Bureau staff. Although both declined to meet for an interview on the matter, witness accounts suggest their arguments center around the Dimensional Research Wing and the something kept inside. However, no evidence exists to confirm Director Trench's something is anything more than interpersonal disagreements. Investigation has concluded that Director Trench's behavior is not indicative of anything, and that his fitness to lead is not in question. So Trench and Darling are arguing about the dimensional research. Darling thinks it's very important, and I'm betting the person that wouldn't give them funding or enough people is Trench, because Trench doesn't want to support whatever Darling is doing here. So Darling sees this as incredibly important, made a whole department for it and everything, but can't get Trench to continue to approve funding to actually support it. So they're butting heads because of that. Kirkland, I'm growing tired of your blatant attempts to lay your incompetence at my doorstep. I know you want this to be true, but you are head of investigations. This failure is your responsibility. What do you think would happen holding a dangerous specimen in investigations? The containment sector exists for a reason. They are better trained and better equipped for this type of work. In fact, they have admirably taken on certain AWE monitoring responsibilities that your staff are no longer capable of. This happens more and more now. And don't think your petty internal investigations have gone past my notice. You are a worm. Everything I've done has been for the benefit of the Bureau. The Prime Candidate program only failed because of Darling. You are both failures plotting against me. You're traitors, but the truth will emerge out of you. You're choosing to become my enemy, Kirkland. You don't want to be. Yeah, there was a lot of interpersonal conflict going on here. A whole lot of disagreements and stuff. It's interesting to see all of this coming to light. Okay. Yeah.
It's not working. Probably a loose power core somewhere.
Where? Can I get in here? I never did go to this place, huh? Oh, I'm gonna have to move some stuff, I think. Here. Hello? Another note. A lot of notes. Mr. Kirkland, we stopped at Keystone on our way to the target AWE like you asked. I'm sending my report to you to try and keep a lid on the Groom and Morales desertion issue. We didn't find any sign of them here. Given their records, it is possible they've switched teams like you suspected, but I don't think that's the case. An event definitely occurred here in Keystone, and I think Groom and Morales got caught up in it. Entire population has vanished into thin air. Reminds me of the Ordinary case, but that was just the adults if I'm remembering the file correctly. This is different. I think our guys are casualties, not traitors. If it wasn't AWE, it seems to be over. We walked through the whole town, and the only thing we noticed were markings on various buildings. 2 overlapping circles with a dot in the shared space. Could be unrelated. Show you the pictures when I get back. In the meantime, you should send a team out here to cordon this place off, and maybe get the comms guy working. This is super cool. I haven't really played much of Remedy's stuff, but this has me so excited. Like, I'm so invested in what they're doing here. It makes me even more bummed that their new CEO doesn't seem like a good fit for the company. But, I mean, at least Control Resonant is going to come out, and hopefully it's preserved and, like, all its cool stuff and everything. But it is interesting because, like, yeah, I have straight up said before that Alan Wake, like, 1 is probably, like, one of the worst experiences I've had with a game. Like, it definitely was probably just me being in a bad mood trying to get through it, but I hated the gameplay loop. But I really liked the story of it, so I was suffering through the gameplay loop so that I could experience the story. So their stories are always cool, and it's nice to see the gameplay here is better than it was in Alan Wake, in my opinion. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. Go away. Go away so I can look at my note. Thank you. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation was launched into the legality of the Prime Candidate program. So yeah, this is striking out against Trench like you were talking about. Since all known subjects relevant to the investigation used executive privilege to decline interviews, very little first-hand information was gathered. However, anonymous sources and documentation declassified by Mr. Kirkland both paint an alarmingly clear picture of systematic something were brought into the oldest house and placed under examination and testing within the aim of appointing one as director upon maturity. This program has produced no successful cases and only resulted in a traumatic, paranaturally inclined, yeah, so that's Dylan killing everyone. Not only is this a breach of the Ash Act, but it flies in the face of basic human decency. Investigation team unequivocally blames the Prime Candidate program and recommends that it be closed immediately. So it seems like Trench made the Prime Candidate program because thought we needed a good successor. Made what's his face work on it. Darling wasn't super invested in that. It seems like Darling was more so invested in this, and Darling clearly wanted to stop it, like, when the first person died. But tractor, a Frank Elk tractor, olive green, dried blood on the grill when last seen. Item is capable of vocalized responses or growls and unmanned locomotion. Highly aggressive and dangerous. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after the death of William Burrow, owner of the Burrow Farm outside of Trenton, Texas. Local authorities arrived on the scene after an employee found the mutilated body of Mr. Burrow beneath his tractor. Police arrived and were immediately driven away. Panicked calls to federal authorities were intercepted by Bureau Communications. A team was dispatched. Upon arrival, the agents approached the item. It responded by growling like a bear. 3 agents were injured when they tried to detain it, which escaped. Aerial searches for the item are ongoing. Speaking to Mrs. Burrow only revealed that she had a domestic altercation with Mr. Burrow earlier the night of the incident. Whether these events are connected is currently unknown. Okay, well I need a battery. And I can just take this one. Okay, well we're taking this one. I don't know what that opened over there, but
How that gate should open.
I don't know what that one opened, but now we can get in and I can save because we need to end this off. Purpose of internal investigation is to examine the containment failure of specimen SI-1 that resulted in the deaths of something agents. The inspection report of the containment equipment 3 days earlier showed no faults. Investigators suspect human error to be the cause, yet no department has provided any evidence. Technicians were able to recover the researcher's notes on the specimen from the network. On the something of something, the specimen began displaying a sharp increase in regression. Cross-referencing that date with various logs, found only 2 events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. The air filters were changed, and an hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alice entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. Given their connection to the same AWE case, it's likely that Mrs. Something's presence is relevant to the specimen's escape. So Alice allowed whoever this was to escape? Okay. Well, I've got to save. Alan, what are you getting me into? This is all a dirty bit of the Bureau that they clearly did not want me to even know about or see. Or it's something Alan's just writing into existence? I don't know. Or rewriting into existence? Maybe they made it so, like, even people in the Bureau didn't know about this particular section. But Alan knows about it, so wrote in so that Jesse would know it exists. Oh, wow, it's getting weird. But, hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more.